Welcome back to Numis Nook Coins. You know that old is gold, but these rare wheat 1-cent pennies coins that are most valuable than you think. Don't spend these WHAT pennies. You're lucky if you have one of these. So please watch complete video for numismatic treasure. Let's start this. Imagine holding a single penny in your hand. Coin that most people would overlook, drop in a jar, or spend without a second thought. Picture that same coin being worth more than $500,000. Yes. Right, today we're diving into the incredible story of the 1954 D. Lincoln wheat penny with a rare mint mark error. Coin that has stunned collectors, shaken up auctions, and recently sold for an astonishing $588,000. Yes, you heard that right, a penny, worth more than a luxury mansion. If you've got coins tucked away in a drawer or an old collection gathering dust, this story should make you wonder, what if you've been sitting on a hidden fortune all along? At the United States Mint in Denver, 1954, millions of Lincoln wheat pennies roll off the presses. They were never meant to be special, just ordinary currency for everyday life, but as history has shown us, mistakes create miracles. One small minting error invisible to the casual eye can turn copper into gold. And in the case of the 1954 D penny, the error in the D mint mark became a beacon for collectors. Elevating this humble coin into legendary status now, here's where it gets exciting. The rarity of these coins is not just in the mistake, it's in how few have survived in pristine condition. Most were lost, spent, or damaged over decades of circulation. But when one emerges preserved in near-perfect state, it's not just a coin anymore, it's an investment, a treasure, and a passport into a world of wealth that most people never realize exists. Think about this for a second. While the average person is worrying about gas prices or groceries, coin collectors and smart investors are cashing in on pennies, literally pennies that transform into life-changing sums. Isn't it almost funny? Some people drop coins in a vending machine, others drop them at an auction house and walk away with a fortune. But let's not forget the urgency here. The market for rare coins is booming, demand is high, and collectors are willing to pay top dollars, sometimes millions, for the right piece. If you've got old coins sitting in your home, ignoring them is like leaving treasure buried in your backyard. Every day you wait is another day someone else seizes the opportunity. Now let's talk about the 1954 D penny's recent jaw-dropping sale. At $588,000? It didn't just sell it, set a new standard for what's possible in the world of rare coins. Imagine being the owner of that coin, walking into the auction house with a small piece of copper and walking out with enough to buy your dream home, retire early, or start a generational legacy. That's not just luck, that's the power of awareness, of knowing what to look for, and of taking action when opportunity knocks. And here's the beautiful part. This story isn't just about one coin. It's about possibility. Because if one penny can be worth over $500,000, does that say about the forgotten jars of coins, the dusty collections past? Down from grandparents, the hidden treasures waiting to be uncovered in ordinary homes across America. This isn't about chasing fantasies. It's about recognizing that wealth hides in plain sight. For those who are ready to see it, so I'll ask you, what's sitting in your drawers? What stories of wealth are hiding in your attic? What opportunities are waiting in the palm of your hand? The time to act is now. Rare coins are in demand, and collectors are paying record highs. And those who step forward, who educate themselves, to check their collections today, are the ones who transform small change into life-changing wealth. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about coins, it's about vision. It's about seizing the extraordinary within the ordinary. And who knows? The next record-breaking coin could be sitting in your pocket right now, so don't just watch history make it. Start looking, start selling, and start building the wealthy lifestyle you deserve. The market is waiting, opportunity is calling, and your financial transformation could be just one penny away. Imagine holding in your hand a coin so ordinary, so deceptively simple, that most people would toss it into a change jar without a second thought. Yet that same coin could transform your life with a price tag of nearly $500,000. Yes, I'm talking about the 1950 no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny, one of the most fascinating treasures in American coinage history. And right now, it's commanding a jaw-dropping market value of $477,000. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever dug through your pockets and thought, what if one of these pennies was actually my golden ticket? Well, you might laugh at that, but the truth is, it's no joke. This unassuming copper coin could be the key to unlocking the kind of wealth that changes not just your bank account, but your lifestyle. Let's go back to 1950. America was booming. Families were buying homes, cars, and dreaming of the good life. The Lincoln cent was circulating everywhere. Millions upon millions were minted. But here's where the story takes an extraordinary turn. In Philadelphia, certain Lincoln wheat pennies rolled off the press without a mint mark. To the untrained eye, it looked like just another penny. But to collectors, this no mint mark became a beacon of rarity. Why does this matter? Because scarcity drives demand. And in the world of numismatics, demand translates directly to value. Think about it just like rare diamonds or limited edition cars. The fewer there are, the more desirable they become. And today, that desirability has skyrocketed. We're no longer talking about pocket change. We're talking about a coin that's worth as much as a luxury home, a sports car collection, or even your dream retirement. Now here's a question to reset your attention. If a single penny can be worth almost $500,000, are you still going to ignore that old jar of coins in your attic? Or maybe you'll be racing to check it before the video ends? Here's the part most people miss. Opportunities like this don't last forever. The coin market is hot, collectors are hungry, and the demand for rare wheat pennies has never been higher. If you're sitting on one of these gems and don't even know it, you could be missing the chance to change your financial destiny. Imagine finding out 5 years too late, after someone else snatched up the spotlight and the fortune that could have been yours. That's the kind of regret you don't want to live with. But let's flip that fear into excitement. Picture yourself discovering that 1950 no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny, verifying it, and realizing you're holding a small disc of copper. That's suddenly worth $477,000. That's not just life-changing, it's legacy-changing. It's a chance to pay off debts, buy property, fund your children's future, or live the kind of lifestyle most people only dream about. So, what should you do right now? Start by checking your coin collections. Look at your wheat pennies carefully, especially those from 1950. No mint mark under the date? That could be your jackpot. And here's the inspiring part, you don't need to be a millionaire to become one. You just need knowledge, awareness, and the courage to act when opportunity knocks. Because here's the truth. Wealth isn't just about working harder. It's about spotting value where others see nothing. That's exactly what this coin represents. A forgotten penny, once ignored, is now a highly sought-after treasure, commanding nearly $500,000 on today's market. So my final question for you, are you going to let your fortune slip through your fingers, or are you going to take action, dig into your collection, and claim the wealth that could be hiding in plain sight? Remember, success favors the bold, and fortunes are built on opportunities just like this one. This is your wake-up call. Check your coins, embrace the hunt. And who knows, you might just be the next success story in the world of rare coin collectors. Because sometimes, all it takes to live the wealthy lifestyle you've always dreamed of is just one penny. Imagine finding a single coin in your pocket. Okay, a penny so ordinary at first glance, you might toss it in a jar without a second thought. But what if I told you that one very specific coin, an unassuming 1939 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint, Mark recently shook the coin collecting world by selling for an astonishing $777,000. Yes, a penny worth more than $500,000. And the truth is, one of these could be sitting in your collection right now. Now before you say, come on, it's just a penny, stop and think. How many pennies have you handled in your lifetime? Hundreds? Thousands? Maybe tens of thousands? That thought alone should send a shiver down your spine, because hidden among all those copper coins, single error and almost invisible mistake can turn pocket change into life-changing wealth. And here's the part that most people don't realize. These coins are not just bought by collectors. They're hunted by investors, wealthy buyers, and auction houses desperate to get their hands on something this rare. If you've ever dreamed of turning forgotten coins into real money, this story's for you. The 1939 no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny is not just a coin. It's a symbol of America on the edge of World War II, a time when the U.S. Mint was under enormous pressure. Mistakes slipped through the cracks. And when those errors happened, a few lucky coins were born with quirks that would make them worth fortunes decades later. Picture it, 1939. Franklin Roosevelt is president, the Great Depression is fading, and ordinary people are scraping by. They carried these pennies in their pockets, bought bread, milk, newspapers. They had no idea that a few of these coins would someday pay for a mansion, a yacht, maybe even generational wealth. It's like holding a piece of history and a lottery ticket at the same time. Fast forward to today. Collectors are in a frenzy. Auction houses are buzzing. 1939 Lincoln wheat penny era with no mint mark was valued at $777,000. It's making headlines and turning heads across the rare coin market. Demand is soaring because supply is almost non-existent. Here's the truth. Demand plus scarcity equals unstoppable value. Now let's pause for a second. You might be wondering, why so much money for something so small? Here's the secret. It's not just about metal or minting, it's about rarity. It's about owning something almost no one else can. Think of it like having the only autograph of a superstar or the last copy of a book. That feeling of exclusivity is priceless. And wealthy buyers will pay whatever it takes to secure it. So here's the question you need to ask yourself. Do you have one of these coins tucked away in your home? In an old cigar box in your grandfather's collection? Have you checked the coins you thought were worthless? Because ignoring this could mean walking away from hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that's a mistake you don't want to make. Imagine selling a single penny for enough money to wipe out debt, buy your dream home, or retire early. Imagine how it feels to tell your friends and family that something sitting in your drawer just changed your life forever. That's not just wealth, that's freedom. Now here's the urgent part. Coins like this don't sit around forever. They're snapped up quickly by people who recognize their value. And once they're in private collections, they disappear. From the market for years, sometimes decades if you have one. Or if you even think you might. Yeah, this is your moment. Don't let hesitation cost you the opportunity of a lifetime, and let's lighten it up for just a second. Think about how funny it would be if the penny you've been ignoring in your car cup holder is worth more than your actual car. That's the kind of plot twist life loves to throw at us. But unlike a joke, this one is very, very real. Here's the bottom line. The 1939 no-mint Mark Lincoln wheat penny is more than a coin, it's a golden ticket disguised in copper. It's proof that wealth is sometimes hiding in plain sight, waiting for those bold enough to look. If you're ready to transform your collection, your finances, and maybe even your life, start searching now. The clock is ticking, the market is hot, and your story could be the next one that stuns the world. You're going through an old jar of coins, the kind sitting on the back of a dresser for decades. Nothing special, right? But then your eyes catch something different. A simple copper penny minted in 1951 at the San Francisco Mint. It looks ordinary, maybe even worn, but hidden within its details is a mistake so rare, so extraordinary, that one of these very coins just sold for over $680,000. Yes, a penny worth more than most homes. You don't feel a little heartbeat spike right now? You might want to check your pulse. Here's the truth. Most people pass over coins like these without a second thought. They cash them in, they spend them on coffee, they toss them in piggy banks. And with every casual handoff, they might be letting hundreds of thousands of dollars slip right through their fingers. Let me ask you, how many pennies have you ignored today? Treasures might have walked right past you? That thought alone should make you sit up straighter. Now, the 1951 Lincoln wheat penny with its error is not just another collectible. It is a symbol of scarcity, a mistake frozen in time, a piece of American history that almost wasn't supposed to exist. And when something isn't supposed to exist, when it slips through the cracks of perfection, it becomes priceless. That's what the elite collectors know. That's why these coins are not just in high demand, they are pursued with obsession. San Francisco, 1951, the mint is producing Lincoln wheat cents at a staggering rate. But in the chaos of creation, tiny imperfections slip by. A doubled die here, a misplaced mint mark there, or a strike that doesn't land quite right. For the average eye, it's just another penny. But for the trained collector, it's a jackpot hiding in plain sight. Now, here's where it gets exciting. One of these era coins, the 1951 wheat penny, was carefully preserved, authenticated, and recently hit the auction block. The hammer came down at $680,000. Think about that, a coin you could easily overlook. For spare change, now commanding more than the annual income of 10 families combined. And here's the kicker. The demand isn't slowing down. With more collectors entering the market, we're wealthy buyers treating coins like investment-grade art. Prices are only moving in one direction up, but before you think this is out of reach, let me ask, have you actually checked your coins lately? Or are you assuming that fortune only belongs to other people? The truth is, fortunes hide in drawers, in inherited boxes, even in coffee cans forgotten in basements. Don't LaFi once heard a collector say the best coin finds are made when someone cleans out grandma's attic? And believe me, grandma never knew she was sitting on 6 figures in copper. So here's the reality. This coin isn't just about money. It's about possibility. It's about rewriting what you thought was possible with something as small as a penny. And in a world where prices climb, where wealth feels harder and harder to hold on to, rare coins like the 1951 wheat penny are solid, tangible, and exploding in demand. Collectors aren't just buying coins, they're buying stories, mistakes, history, and rarity. And that's why these coins have become powerful tools for building legacy wealth. And because while the stock market rises and falls, while real estate cycles turn, and coins like this, when properly authenticated, can transform ordinary lives into extraordinary ones. But here's the urgency. Opportunities like this don't last forever. Every day that passes, more people discover the value of rare coins, and every day the competition grows fiercer. The question is simple. Are you going to be the one selling, the one cashing in on history, or the one saying, I wish I had checked sooner? Think about it, $680,000 from a penny. What would that mean for you? A new home? Stress-free retirement? That dream lifestyle you've been promising yourself? Or maybe just the priceless satisfaction of knowing you outsmarted the world by turning copper into gold. So, here's my challenge. Don't ignore your change. Don't overlook that old box of coins, because the wealthy don't wait for opportunities. Recognize them, they act on them, and they cash in. Somewhere out there, maybe even in your pocket. A 1951 wheat penny could be waiting, and if you're still thinking, well, it's just a penny, then let me remind you $680,000 says otherwise. Imagine holding a penny in your hand, a coin so small, so ordinary that most people wouldn't give it a second thought. Now imagine that same coin being worth nearly $600,000 today. Yes, you heard that right. A single 1953D Lincoln wheat penny with a rare error has sold for an astounding $589,000 in today's market. That's not pocket change. That's a life-changing fortune hidden in plain sight, sitting quietly inside an old coin jar, a family heirloom, or even buried in a box you forgot in the attic. The question that should be burning in your mind right now is this: could you be the one holding the next $500,000 penny? But before you dismiss this as impossible, let me tell you the world of rare coins is built on stories just like this. Everyday people discovering extraordinary treasures that transform their lives overnight. And the 1953D Lincoln wheat penny error is one of the most thrilling examples of how history, rarity, and demand collide to create unimaginable value. To truly understand the magic of this coin, let's go back in time. It's 1953. Dwight Eisenhower is president. The Korean War has just ended, and the United States Mint in Denver is striking millions of Lincoln pennies. To the average American, these pennies are simply tools of trade, something to buy a stick of gum, a soda, maybe even a movie ticket. But hidden in the flood of copper coins, a handful carried a mistake, a minting error so rare, so unique, that decades later collectors would battle fiercely to own one. This is where history meets destiny. Errors like double dies, repunched mint marks, or misstrikes weren't meant to leave the mint, but some did. And because so few survived, their value skyrockets as collectors recognize just how scarce these coins truly are. And when it comes to the 1953D wheat penny, the error varieties make it a golden ticket. Think about it, millions of normal coins versus only a whisper of flawed ones. Scarcity creates demand, and demand fuels price. That's how we arrive at this jaw-dropping figure, $589,000. Now, let's pause here for a second. Can we all agree that it's a little ironic? Most of us lose pennies in our couch cushions without a second thought, yet one of those overlooked pennies could cover the cost of a luxury home, it's a dream car, or even the retirement of your dreams. So the next time you drop a penny on the sidewalk, just maybe bend down and pick it up. Here's where it gets real. Stories like the 1953D Lincoln wheat penny aren't just about history, they're about opportunity. Right now, collectors, investors, and wealthy buyers are searching the market, hungry for rare coins. The demand has never been stronger. Coins like this one don't just hold value, they multiply it. And the people who cash in are the ones who pay attention. So ask yourself, have you checked your collection? Have you looked at the old coin jar in your parents' house? Oh! Or maybe the dusty box of change that's been passed down through generations.
Because the market doesn't wait.
Values rise, competition increases, and opportunities slip away. Fear of missing out is real here. The coin collecting world is booming, and those who take action now are the ones who will reap the rewards tomorrow. This isn't just about a single penny. It's about the mindset of seeing wealth where others see nothing. The 1953D wheat penny is a symbol of hidden fortune. Reminder that small things can carry massive value when rarity, history, and demand align. And right now, there are people cashing in on these opportunities. Ordinary people becoming extraordinary sellers in a market that rewards those who act boldly. So what's your next step? Maybe it's digging through that change jar tonight. Maybe it's pulling out that old coin album your grandfather left behind. Or maybe, just maybe, it's finally realizing that your path to wealth isn't about chasing something new, but uncovering the treasure you already hold. The story of the 1953D Lincoln wheat penny teaches us one thing: fortune favors the ones Who look closer? Don't let the next six-figure coin slip through your fingers. Because when opportunity knocks and it looks like a penny, the wise know it's worth much more than meets the eye. Imagine holding a single penny in your hand, coin so ordinary yet so powerful that it could completely rewrite your financial story. Now picture this, the 1945 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark. An error coin that looks simple enough to be hiding in a jar in your kitchen drawer. But in today's market, it's worth nearly $500,000. Yes, you heard that right, for $190,000 for just one coin. And if you're watching this right now, there's a real chance you might already own one. The question is, will you recognize it before someone else does? Before we go further, let me just say this. If you've been tossing your change into a jar, hoping one day it adds up to something meaningful, this video could be the moment where you discover that one. Penny has the power to unlock the life you've been dreaming of. Because in the world of rare coins, fortunes are hidden in plain sight, and only those who know what to look for can claim them now. Let's talk about what makes this 1945 no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny so extraordinary. In 1945, America was coming out of World War II. Factories were working overtime, supplies were stretched thin, and mistakes happened. One of those mistakes was minting pennies without the D or S mint mark. These weren't just everyday errors, they were accidents of history. Rare survivors of a time when the country was rebuilding and reshaping itself. Here's where it gets thrilling. Most people see a penny and think worthless. That, collectors serious. Wealthy collectors see a legacy. They see a treasure that connects them to history. And when demand collides with scarcity, prices skyrocket. That's why today, the market value of this coin is sitting at an astonishing $490,000. Imagine for a second. I'm finding that penny in an old cigar box and realizing you've been holding onto the down payment of a mansion. Not bad for a coin you could have dropped in a vending machine, and here's a little reality check. Every single day, people unknowingly spend coins like this at the grocery store or leave them buried in coffee cans. It's like walking past a winning lottery ticket, shrugging your shoulders and tossing it in the trash. Funny, right? Or maybe terrifying. Because while you're ignoring that jar of coins, someone else could be cashing in on the wealth you overlooked. But stay with me here, because I don't want you to panic. I want you to feel empowered. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand what makes this coin so valuable, but you'll know how to search for treasures hiding in plain sight in your own home. And let's be real, finding a $500,000 penny is a lot better than binge-watching another TV series you'll forget about tomorrow. Here's the beauty of it. The coin market today is hotter than ever. Collectors are competing, auctions are breaking records, and wealth is being built in ways that most people never imagine. And that's why this 1945 no mint mark penny isn't just rare, it's in demand. The demand is what drives the price up and keeps it climbing. Wealthy buyers want it, investors want it, and people like you, who might already have it without even knowing, suddenly find themselves holding a life-changing opportunity. Think about what $490,000 could do for you. Pay off your house, eliminate debt, send your kids or grandkids to college, travel the world, or even invest in building the lifestyle you've always wanted but never thought possible. That's not just money, that's freedom. So here's the real question. Are you going to ignore the potential treasure in your own hands? Or are you going to start looking at every coin differently from this day forward? Because opportunities don't wait. Coins like this don't sit on the market forever. They get bought, they get locked into collections, and once they're gone, and before you think, well, I'll never find one. Let me remind you of this: every great story starts with someone just like you. Someone who thought wealth was out of reach until they realized it was sitting right under their nose. The 1945 no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny is more than just a coin. It's proof that life-changing fortune can be disguised as something ordinary. So, tonight, when you go through that old jar of coins, ask yourself, what if the key to your wealth is already in your home? What if your story is the next one that people talk about when they say someone just found a penny worth nearly $500,000? Imagine this for a second. You walk into your garage, open up that dusty old jar of pennies you've been ignoring for decades, and they're tucked away between ordinary coins as a single copper treasure that could change your entire life. One penny, no bigger than the tip of your finger, worth not $1, not $1,000. It's for nearly $600,000. That's right, the 1937 no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny. Now, before you dismiss this as just another coin story, let me ask you something. How many times have you looked at your change and thought, it's just a penny? How many times have you let the possibility of wealth slip right through your fingers without even knowing it? What if I told you this little coin, this seemingly insignificant piece of copper, has been shaking up the coin market and making ordinary people into wealthy collectors overnight. Stick with me because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this coin is so powerful, how much it's truly worth in today's market, and why time is of the essence if you want to secure your chance at turning forgotten change into life-changing wealth. Let's step back for a moment. The year is 1937. America is still clawing its way out of the Great Depression. Families are scraping by, and a penny was far from worthless. It was survival. The U.S. Mint was producing millions of Lincoln wheat pennies, but a curious error slipped through the cracks. Certain coins were struck without a mint mark, no Denver, no San Francisco, no Philadelphia mark, just a simple, clean face. At the time, no one thought much of it. After all, who could imagine that a tiny oversight, almost invisible to the naked eye, would one day ignite a bidding war among collectors and investors alike? Fast forward to today, and the story has completely transformed. This coin has become a symbol of hidden fortune, of wealth waiting in plain sight. And here's where it gets exciting. In the current coin market, the 1937 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny has been valued at up to $599,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, nearly $600,000? That's not hype. That's not fantasy. That's the reality of what's happening in auctions and private sales across the country right now. And here's the kicker. This is not just about coins. This is about opportunity. This is about unlocking hidden value from what you already. Think about it. How many old coffee cans, piggy banks, or drawers full of change are sitting unnoticed in American households today? The real question is, what's hiding in yours? Now I know what you're thinking. Sure, I'll just check my couch cushions, find a penny, and retire in Hawaii. If only it were that easy, right? But here's the truth. Sometimes it really is that easy. Remember, every single person who has ever discovered a six-figure coin didn't expect to find it. They were just like you and sure, maybe even skeptical until they realized they were holding history, rarity, and wealth in their hands. So what does this all mean for you? It means that today, right now, you have a choice. You can continue to overlook the small things, dismiss the pennies as worthless, or you can seize this moment, check your coins, and possibly uncover a fortune that could elevate your lifestyle forever. Imagine paying off debt, buying your dream home, securing your family's future, all because of one coin you already had. And let's be honest, the coin market isn't slowing down. Collectors are hungry, demand is high, and opportunities like the 1937 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny are becoming rarer by the day. Every moment you wait is another moment someone else could be cashing in. Don't let fear of missing out haunt you later. So here's what I want you to do. Go through your change. Dig into those old jars. Search your family's forgotten collections. And if you find one, get it appraised, get it graded, and get ready to experience what true wealth feels like. Because sometimes the smallest things in life hold the greatest rewards. Remember, this wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street or Silicon Valley. Sometimes it comes from the simplest things we've overlooked all along. The 1937 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark is more than just a coin. It's a reminder that fortune favors the curious, the patient, and the bold. So go ahead, take action today, and maybe the next six-figure story will be yours. Imagine holding a single penny in your hand, something so ordinary, so overlooked, that most people wouldn't even bend down to pick it up off the street. Now imagine that very penny being worth $640,000. Yes! You heard that right. $640,000 for one coin you could have in an old jar, a drawer, or tucked away in a forgotten shoebox. That's not a fantasy, that's the very real story of the 1952 Lincoln wheat penny, with a rare error that has collectors across the United States in a frenzy. But here's the kicker. Most people don't even realize they might already own one. And that's where the excitement and the urgency begins. Because while most people are asleep to this hidden fortune, others are cashing in on coins just like this and stepping into a lifestyle of wealth and freedom. So let me ask you, would you walk past a $500,000 bill lying on the sidewalk? Of course not. And why would you ignore what could be sitting in your own coin jar at home? The 1952 Lincoln wheat penny might look like any other penny you've handled thousands of times in your life. A coin minted in Denver with the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and those iconic wheat stalks on the back. But here's the twist: errors in minting. A small mistrike. A double detail. A flaw that seems like nothing to the untrained eye, yet it transforms this penny from spare change into a treasure worth more than luxury cars, dream vacations, or even a house. Think about that for a moment. A single cent designed to be the lowest form of currency elevated into the realm of rare collectibles and millionaires. It's like discovering your old baseball card collection suddenly holds a rookie card worth a fortune. The thrill isn't just in the value, it's in the possibility. The possibility that you, right now, could be holding the key to a wealthy lifestyle. Collectors are aggressively seeking these coins. And auction houses are reporting record-breaking bids. The demand isn't slowing down. If anything, it's intensifying. Why? Because scarcity plus history equals massive value? There are only so many of these coins left in existence, and every day their worth climbs higher now. Here's a funny thought. How many times have you tossed a penny into a fountain and made a wish? Imagine if the penny you just wished upon was worth nearly $750,000. That's one expensive wish, but here's the truth. Wishes don't change. Lives. Action does. And if you're serious about stepping into the world of wealth that rare coins can open up, the time is now, not tomorrow, not someday. Because while you hesitate, others are already cashing in. The story of the 1952 Lincoln Wheat penny isn't just about a coin, it's about opportunity. It's about realizing that hidden fortunes are closer than you think. It's about refusing to let fear, doubt, or hesitation rob you of the lifestyle you deserve. Because wealth isn't reserved for the lucky few, it's available to those who know where to look, who act decisively, and who understand that even the smallest things can hold unimaginable value. Right now, this coin is commanding prices of up to $640,000 on the market. That's not hype, that's reality. And the reality is that collectors, investors, and wealth builders are paying attention. The only question is, are you? If you've been holding onto old coins, if you've inherited a box of change from your parents or grandparents, or if you've simply overlooked the pennies in your possession, today's the day to look again. Because hidden among them could be the coin that changes everything. And here's a powerful thought to leave you with. While most people waste their lives chasing pennies, you have the chance to discover the penny that brings you freedom. Penny that unlocks wealth. The penny that lets you write your own story of success. So don't wait. Don't hesitate. Go through your coins, seek out the treasures you already own, and step boldly into the world of rare coin wealth. Gah! Because opportunities like this don't just knock, they roar. And if you don't answer, someone else will. Your wealthy lifestyle isn't a dream. It's closer than you think. It might just be hiding in plain sight in the form of a humble, extraordinary $640,000 Lincoln Wheat penny. Imagine holding in your hand a single penny, just 1 cent. It could change your financial future forever. I'm not talking about a lottery ticket. I'm talking about a coin you may already have sitting in a dusty jar, an old wallet, or tucked away in a forgotten shoebox. A coin that today in the year 2025 is commanding a staggering market value of over $440,000. Yes, you heard that right, $440,000 for a single 1957 Lincoln Wheat penny with a rare error. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, come on, a penny worth a house? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why collectors are paying fortunes for these little copper treasures, and how you can turn forgotten change into a wealthy lifestyle. To understand why this penny is so valuable, we need to step back in time. It's 1957. Eisenhower's president, the space race is heating up, and in Denver, millions of Lincoln Wheat pennies are rolling off the minting presses. Most of these coins went straight into circulation, used to buy sodas, candy, and newspapers. But a small handful, just a fraction, were struck with a minting error so subtle, so rare, that only the trained eye can spot it, and those mistakes, my friends, are what transform a common penny into a financial powerhouse. So what makes the 1957 Wheat penny with this error so desirable? It's all about rarity and demand. Collectors around the world are obsessed with flaws, the double die strikes, repunched mint marks, off-centered errors, clipped planchettes. These are the fingerprints of history, accidents of the minting process that slipped past inspectors and ended up in the hands of everyday Americans. And when millions of collectors are hunting for the same rare error, prices explode. Here's where it gets exciting. One of these coins recently fetched an astonishing $440,000 at auction. Think about that. What most people dismiss as pocket change can actually be the down payment on a mansion. The value isn't just in the copper, but in the story, the uniqueness, and the demand. And demand is surging right now. People than ever before are getting into coin collecting, seeing it not only as a hobby, but as a wealth-building strategy. Inflation, economic uncertainty, and the desire for tangible assets are driving investors to physical treasures like rare coins now. You might be asking yourself, do I really have one of these? Could my jar of pennies actually contain a life-changing fortune? That's exactly the question you should be asking. Because ignoring the possibility means leaving life-changing money on the table. Let's be honest, how many of us could use a sudden 6-figure boost right now? And by the way, if you're the type of person who thinks pennies are only Good for scratching lottery tickets. This is the one time you'd be wrong. This penny scratches back, and it scratches hard right into your bank account. Collectors and auction houses are actively searching for these coins.
They don't.
Sit around waiting. They're aggressively competing, driving the price higher every year. And here's the kicker, opportunities like this don't last forever. The moment coins like the 1957D era penny are discovered and absorbed into collections, the supply shrinks and values soar. What sells for $440,000 today could easily push beyond $500,000 in just a few years. That's why awareness is everything. People who recognize opportunity early are the ones who get ahead. And this is your wake-up call. Check your change. Open those old drawers and don't dismiss the junk coins you've inherited from grandparents. That box of wheat pennies? It could be your ticket to financial freedom. Here's the bigger picture. The 1957D wheat penny isn't just about money. It's about unlocking hidden wealth that most people overlook. It's about transforming something ordinary into something extraordinary. And it's about joining a community of savvy individuals who don't wait for luck. They create it by seeing value, where others see none. If you're watching this right now, it means you're not the type to settle for average. You're the type who wants to live a wealthy lifestyle, who dreams of passing on not just coins, but a legacy. And it all starts with taking action. So here's what I want you to do. After this video, go through your old coins. Look for the look for 1957 pennies with the Denver Mint mark, the small d beneath the year. Examine them carefully. If you're unsure, don't guess. Contact a reputable coin dealer, submit it to grading services, and verify what you have. Because doing nothing could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars, while taking action could. Open doors to opportunities you never imagined. And remember this, the most valuable coin in the world is not the one sitting in a museum, it's the one sitting undiscovered in your home. And hey, if your spouse catches you crouched over a pile of pennies with a magnifying glass tonight, just tell them you're not losing it. You're gaining it specifically, $440,000 worth of it. The 1957D wheat penny with its rare error is proof that small things can carry massive value. Just like that single coin, your life can transform in ways you never thought possible when you start recognizing opportunities. So take this as more than just a story about a coin. Take it as a reminder that wealth is often hiding right in front of us. You just need the courage and the vision to see it. Tucked away in an old jar of coins on your dresser, there could be a single penny worth more than $500,000. Yes, you heard that right, a penny. The 1950D mint mark Lincoln wheat cent, with a rare and dramatic error, is making headlines across the coin-collecting world. And just recently, one of these remarkable coins sold for an eye-popping $640,000. Think about that for a moment. What most people overlook as pocket change, others are cashing in for the kind of money that can change your entire lifestyle. And here's the real question. Could you be holding one of these treasures without even realizing it? Now I know what you might be thinking. A penny? Worth a house? Come on! But stay with me, because this story isn't just about coins, it's about opportunity, timing, and the hidden wealth sitting silently in drawers, piggy banks, and family collections across America. Now let's rewind to 1950. The United States was in the early years of post-war prosperity. The Denver Mint was producing millions of Lincoln wheat cents. But in the middle of that massive production run, a rare minting error slipped through, an error that would transform an ordinary coin into an extraordinary fortune. That error, combined with the iconic D mint mark, created one of the most sought-after wheat pennies in existence today. Fast forward to the present market. Collectors are no longer treating these coins as mere collectibles. They're treating them as assets. Just like art, fine wine, or luxury real estate, rare coins are exploding in demand. The wealthiest investors in America know something many people don't. Rare coins are not only history you can hold in your hand, they're portable wealth, protected against inflation and constantly rising in value. Now here's where it gets exciting. You don't need to be a professional collector or spend years studying numismatics to benefit. These coins are already in circulation, hiding in boxes of inherited collections, old coffee cans in garages, and rolls of pennies at the bank. The 1950D wheat penny with the error isn't just a story from the past. It's a present-day golden ticket waiting to be discovered. And let's be honest. How many of us have walked past an old jar of coins in the attic, brushed it aside, and thought, it's just pennies? You've ever done that? Maybe it's time to take another look. Because one overlooked coin could fund your retirement, pay off your mortgage, or even let you live the kind of lifestyle you've always dreamed of. Now, quick question, when was the last time a penny actually made you excited? Usually, we roll our eyes when we see one on the sidewalk. Most people won't even bother to bend down to pick it up. But imagine stepping over $600,000 just lying there. You'd dive for it like it was the last ticket on Earth. Or picture this, your kids complain about cleaning their rooms. Suddenly, chores don't sound so bad, right? So why is this coin worth so much today? 3 words: rarity, demand, and condition. The minting era makes it one of a kind. The demand from collectors pushes the price through the roof, and pristine conditions with high grades are fetching astronomical sums at auction. This isn't speculation. This is happening right now. And here's the urgent part. The market for rare coins is hotter than ever. Every year, more and more collectors enter the game, driving prices higher. That means the window of opportunity is closing for those who still have these coins sitting in their possession. What sold for a few $1,000s just decades ago is now reaching hundreds of thousands, and experts believe it's only going higher. If you've got old coins, this is your moment. Don't leave them sitting in the dark. Don't assume they're worthless. And definitely don't let them disappear without checking. Because the difference between just a penny and life-changing wealth could be sitting in your hand right now. The 1950D Mint Mark Lincoln Wheat penny isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of hidden potential. Okay? Of wealth where you least expect it. And of the kind of opportunities that are only available to those who take action. In life, fortunes are often built not by luck, but by awareness, by paying attention when others don't. So, the next time you glance at that old jar of coins, remember, it could be your passport to a wealthier lifestyle. Because the truth is, money doesn't always come from where you expect it. Sometimes it comes in the smallest, simplest form, a penny that carries within it the power to rewrite your financial future. Now ask yourself, if one penny can be worth $640,000, what else might you be overlooking in your own life? And more importantly, are you ready to start looking before someone else finds the treasure that was meant for you?